Okay. Oh yeah, I remember this. The size of a bloody ox. Uh, I do have a thing in the recording. I was like, oh yeah, he sounds like an orc. He sounds like a Warhammer 40k orc. Uh, Size of a bloody ox. I guess that's just. I don't know if it's like Cockney or Australian. I'm guessing it's Australian. Oh, I should have picked up Crushing Fist. What am I doing? I totally pick up the wrong one here. I'm screwing this up already. I can see. I had a build I'm supposed to stick to, and I'm not doing it. Oh well. That's fine. Don't worry about it. We're just gonna do this our own way and then figure it out later. I've got a build that I'm trying to stick to. I'm definitely not good at this. Yeah, Vigilant Strike. Yeah, that's the one to pick up. I'm I'm not dissatisfied with it. I rather liked it. Shield charge, yes, get the shield charge. I know that I get the shield charge. That's a good one. Man, looking back on this, I had a number of screw ups, but it's all temporary. It's not optimal, but it's passable. One thing that I like about the selling system here, so the selling system here can be a little frustrating at times, but like about it more than what I like about it more than like Diablo 2 is I remember simply placing something in Diablo 2 into the sell and it would just automatically sell it, and then if you wanted to pick it back, like, oh, I made a mistake. I think that was the case. I could be totally wrong, but I think it was like oh yeah, you have to pay more money. You have to pay more money. I know that some games do that. Some games, the second you put it in there, it's like, oh, trade done. And it's like, but I made a mistake. I still wanted it. No, too late. Too late. You did. You know, this is it's got the handy dandy feature of you actually have to hit the trade button. All right, let's get into it. Yeah, I have a bit of analysis paralysis when it comes to buying and selling and picking the right equipment. I've got a little bit of a formula I'm trying to stick to, but again, I'm mostly just winging it. I could say that it's all part of the plan, but no, there's no plan. It's just me goofing off and having fun on my time off work. This game excels at little details. I really like, you see the water trickling in from the jeez, the water trickling in from the ceiling, because you saw, I believe there was a waterfall over the entrance to this place, so you know that there's like some sort of body of water over it. So it makes sense that there are gaps and it trickles into here, and then that goes down into the flooded depths. So it becomes more and more watery as it pools at the bottom of these caves. It's a nice little detail. Oh, Ray Zombie! I love Ray Zombie. I'm not playing a summoner in this, or I'm trying not to. My default is just summon as many minions as possible and then just chuck them at the problem. I love that. No, that's what I. Oh God, that was a big fail. Um, no, but I love making zombies and just having a horde of them follow me. It's so fun. But yeah, the environmental design in this game is really really cool. You can see how, even though it's got I think this is a RuneScape trait. My wife tells me it's a RuneScape trait where, the weather and stuff doesn't really change. Like the Lion Eye Watch is always going to be rainy. It doesn't change between different environmental features. But yeah, that's kind of what makes it feel distinct. This is no different, but you can feel the difference between the mud flats and the sort of waterfall. Like you never get to like the top of this cave system. You never get to the very highest rise. From here you go to the cliffs and start ascending upwards on other mountains. But you can get the sense that there's like either snow or some kind of lake bed over this cave system that leaks out into the waterfall and into these caves, and then pools into the flooded depths where that one boss fight is. Very, very cool. Very, very clever. Summoning is a tricky thing to get right in games. You have action economy on your side, but you don't want the enemies too weak. But I mean, just having the massive bodies to intercept the attack instead of you, that's just always valuable. As long as they don't die in like one hit and waste your mana doing it. But that's the benefit of having the gem system, having the gems level up, is the more you use the zombie trait, the more powerful it gets and the more useful it is, so you rely on it more. That's the same with all of the skills in this game. Is you start developing play styles around what you've leveled up and what you've invested time into, and what you've comboed with other gems. Oh man, it's so easy to get swarmed in this. It's not as big a deal as it would be in like other games. But oh geez, yeah. But then the hard hitters come in, and then you're just like, well, this has changed very quickly. Oh, that shield dash is so nice. I've been putting that to good use. I'm just remembering like how it felt starting out. I still haven't gotten the hang of it, you can see, but just being able to grab that shield and charge in and do an area of effect. I think that's my first real area of effect ability. I had the spears rising up out of the ground before, but they just weren't hitting anything. Maybe if I used it more, they would. But like I was saying with the gems. But as it is, the shield dash, I think like right off the bat. Maybe it's an effect of like you needing a shield to do it, but just being able to charge in and just do a blast where you enter, that is so fun. It feels like Reinhardt from Overwatch. Back when I used to play Overwatch, I don't play that much anymore. Actually, I don't play it at all anymore. I played very early on. I was a jerk. I'll censor myself. I was a jerk playing Mercy. I'd just go in and res everyone and before they fixed that. It honestly should have been fixed, but like, yeah, Mercy, they're just like, oh, this is like the optimal healer, and I'm like, yeah, I like playing that, and then they just made it less and less and less fun because everybody just wanted to play it and nothing else, and it's like, well, maybe they want to do that because it's actually fun, and maybe you should make the other ones fun. That way we can all play fun healers. Nope, they just had to keep nerfing Mercy. And again, very much deserved. Rezzing the entire party is that is a very powerful ultimate, especially when you can fly. Oh man. I also liked when they changed it from rezzing everybody to I think she went to just flying straight up, just flying across the battlefield. And then they nerfed that too. I was like, but now I get to fly. Now I get to fly and have butterfly wings and angel wings, actually. But now I get to fly and have angel wings and be really cool. And then I think they nerfed that too. It just got to a certain point where I'm like, this is my favorite character. Why am I getting nerfed all the time? And it's just because metas kept forming over and over and over. And, it's one of the reasons I don't particularly like metas in games. I feel like they suck the joy out of it a lot of the time, because either you have to, especially if you're playing a PvP game, you have to adjust. You have to adjust everybody's balance to suit everyone else, so nobody feels put out or non-optimized. And I don't know. I never liked the fixation on. This is just because I'm super chill, and people who do get into that, there's nothing wrong with that. It's just I go into a game, and I have such limited time. I go in and I have a blast playing it. I just like seeing the character be strong and fill their function and do their thing, and not have to worry about what everyone else is doing. This is the reason why I did collectible trading card games for like a little bit. It was a Yu-Gi-Oh problem when I was a kid. I quit that for several reasons. I quit that because, well, first of all, I couldn't keep up with which cards were banned and which weren't. I just liked opening packs and then making them into a deck and then playing with people. But everyone was, and this is true with any trading card game, everything's ultra competitive, and I'm not a very competitive person. I'm not a sports guy. I'm just super chill. But I think what did it for me is I go to this one. There's a premiere of Synchro cards. I think they were out for the first time when I was a kid, and I go to a trading card store. I go to like the premiere of it, and I go to open up a pack, and there's this sweaty fat guy like staring over my shoulder, breathing down my neck, like, "What'd you get? What'd you get?" I'm just like, I don't know if this is the hobby for me. This is a dude who's like he's now a fat adult man, and those are the people at like tournaments, and that's why I didn't. I don't want to stigmatize. Everybody's entitled to their hobby. It's just the fixation and the breathing down the neck of like I'm just a kid and I just want to have fun and play a game. But no, I mean, I get the competition. I get that people get really invested in optimization and being good at the game. I was never good at Yu-Gi-Oh! I was actually quite terrible at Yu-Gi-Oh! And I had no idea how to build a deck properly. But, it comes to who is the game for. And being a kid and watching the TV show Yu-Gi-Oh!, I assumed it was for me. And the answer was not really. The answer was for it's people who like. Well, I don't know if it's for people who like Magic the Gathering, because then they have Magic the Gathering. So it wasn't for children. It wasn't for. Well, I mean, it was kind of for children, kind of for anime fans, kind of for a bunch of different people. But I mean, it was I won't say it's a niche because a lot of people play it and still play it. But it just was never for me. I should get a little bit more invested in meta, though. I think that's maybe a failing on my part if I'm being self-reflective. Maybe I should. It's not like I haven't tried getting into the more strategic and optimization aspect. It's just never been my favorite thing to do. But I could always stand to do it a bit more. I'm trying to do it more with this playthrough, for example. I'm not looking to be. I've got a friend of mine who is like, when he dedicates himself to something, he is just like best of the best. Like he is like I don't know if he says I gotta be, but he just always ends up being like top ranked in the country, like top 20, top whatever. And we actually used to play Yu-Gi-Oh! Together, and he would stomp me. He would completely stomp me all the time. And again, I wasn't good at it. It wasn't a difficult thing to do, but I will never be at that level, and I acknowledge I'll never be at that level, and I don't want to be at that level, but I think maybe integrating a little bit of that into the way I play games would probably be good, especially if I want to do this full time. I don't want to run around playing games being not good at them. Like I'm good at the games that I'm good at, and I'm not good at the games I really suck at the games I'm not good at. I'm not going to downplay it. I really suck when I'm not good at a game. But I think just getting like with all things, it's practice. It's just putting the time in, developing the skills, the reflexes to react to things quicker. I definitely need to update my computer and my graphics card, because you'll see things stall quite a bit in this game when I play it, and I think that's a graphics card update needed. But in terms of just gameplay, I could stand to improve myself a little bit, maybe get a little bit more competitive, a little bit more optimized. I don't know. I've just always been super chill. Well, maybe that's not the right word. I'm chill about the things I'm chill. This was a compliment I got from my dad when I was, I think I was a teenager. He said, he hadn't known anybody else who didn't care about the things he didn't care about, and very much cared about the things he thought was important. I'm phrasing that wrong, but my dad basically told me that I was very good at not caring about things I found unimportant. And that's the gist of it. And I think that's just always, that aspect to me has always been who I am. Like, if I didn't care about something, I completely disengaged from it. And that was to my detriment, to be fair. There's a lot of things that I should have learned that I didn't, and now I have to learn when I'm older, and it's harder to learn things. So, my dad meant it as a compliment, but it's definitely come with some downsides. And now I'm trying to, I'm learning things in my own time and in my own ways. Oh, that seagull effect is beautiful. Just, they're all there, and you walk out, and they just burst into the sky. That is just, and the sound effect when that kicks in is so good. It's like, you don't want to live here, but you kind of want to live here. You kind of just love the sound of the seagulls and the ocean waves and the brightness of the sun. Like, this is a very lovely and serene environment for how much horror is here, how much evil and catastrophe is in this world. Yeah, I think I'm going to run. I'm going to. Oh gosh, it's freezing again. All right, I think. Yeah, let's get to where I unlock the shortcut, because the next segment of this would be good, because I go into the flooded depths and kill the Beastie Boy there. The Beastie Boys are down there. So let's get to the point where I unlock this, and then I'll probably call it there. Oh yeah, the fire throwers. There's just like little details in this environment that I love. Like, yeah, running forward with the torch and you see the bright flame, you're like, this guy's gonna do fire attacks, and then of course he does. Little things like that signal the player what to expect. It would be so easy to have a enemy run forward with no fire signifiers, and then just start doing fire attacks. But including that little detail, it means that you can start to put on gear that's fire resistant. It means that you know what to expect, and I don't know, it just adds more flavor to it, because now you think fire enemy, and it makes the whole thing feel a bit more cohesive and a bit more. It's not just the guy. Oh, he shoots fire. It's now the fire guy. Of course he shoots fire. He's the fire guy. Why wouldn't he? I wish that there was a little bit more of that with the player. Like, I've got a lightning imbuement on my weapon. I wish that there was a lightning effect. But that gets really complicated at a certain point, because you can't. exactly. It's hard to signal every little thing you're doing with your character, and honestly, that's what skins are for. I see people running around with like the skins of that they, I don't know if you buy them or what. I'm guessing you buy them, microtransactions, but I hope not. I mean, this game's got to make money somehow. It's free. Yeah, so I'll say microtransactions, and there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that because it's a free game. But yeah, some of them have like gorgeous skins. Like I see the skins they're wearing, and I'm like, I want it so bad. It's so aesthetically pleasing. But I'm not willing to put in the money. Just know if you're one of those guys and you've got the 12-foot tall gleaming angel skin, I am so jealous of you. I am sitting looking up at you like you are a god. I'm like, oh, you're going to crush me underfoot. I'll get out of the way, sir.